Hello dear friends, dear viewers, listeners of my channel vlog. I'm Yuri Andreevich Frolov. I want to tell you a few words about milk. For those who listen to my channels, watch videos, have known for a long time that I have made more than a dozen videos on this topic. Unfortunately, many didn't look. I highly recommend doing it. You will not regret it. At least for those people who care about their health, who want to get away from the stereotypes of dogmas driven into the subconscious of each of us. After all, we have rolled through the matrix of such dogmas, stereotypes, beliefs, in fact, since childhood. And believe in what we believe we know. But we don't know many things. We just believe and try to justify. If someone tries to remove from us something we love, like some kind of computer game from a teenager who is addicted to it like a drug, he immediately begins to find 1,000 arguments and illogical ones. Essentially idiotic. But nevertheless he piously believes in it because he wants to believe it. As well as take away meat from a meat eater, alcohol from alcoholic, tobacco from a smoker. They will begin to reach almost the benefits of a drug, potion or something similar, abnormal, unnatural for a person. To send your addictions, desires, even at the cost of the loss of common sense and human dignity in general. This is the unworthy behavior of a normal person, so I ask. When you watch one interesting cartoon, literally 4 minutes long, send this video to your friends, relatives who are still in the dark, don't understand anything. For those who want to understand in detail, scientifically, and form the point of view of common sense and from historical aspects. The stereotype imposed on us by nutritionists and television that supposedly calcium in milk means we need to drink wet, it's necessary for children, for growth. All this with opposite and vice versa. And now watch this video, I will leave a link. And also free of my articles, which I advise you to read in full. And only after that, as you look and read, then you can judge this subject. And don't say nonsense like here is 90 years grandma drank and everything is fine, our ancestors drank milk all their lives. You're not saying what you really are, but what you want to believe. Because you yourself love it and try to justify it. This is the primitive psychology of most people when everything that they like or what they consider to be a natural way of life, they link some things into one chain, including favorite milk. Immediately remember house in the village, Prostokvashino, everything that goes on television in advertising. Allegedly read that from time immemorial, cows were kept and drank milk. True, they didn't know that millions of poods of milk went to the construction of the crafting work. For this you need to know a little history and something about construction, how with slaked alabaster lime and coated cheese with milk they made whitewash for numerous noble institutions. Those white doors are lacquered. The beams were covered to keep them from burning. We don't know this. But we immediately know that this is a food product. It must be drunk, it's useful, especially the doctors say. What is it really if you want to figure it out? Check out what I recommend. And just yesterday I received a letter after which I decided to record this video with the following content. I drew a cartoon about milk from your lecture. It's not my viewer who writes. Denis Tsufus. He called the video so, Delirium of Milk, the whole truth is to survive. You will watch this video now and we thank the author. To us, in my opinion, it's a titanic job to create this animation, graphics. I believe that it will be very useful because it's visual for those people who are used to looking at any problem through newspaper clippings or comics, magazines. In general, a visual aid. Not everyone can perceive information only verbal, you also need graphics. And therefore I strongly advise and even urge those who know how to create such cartoons aimed at the general benefit of human, patriotic and moral guidelines. I advise you to should, well, if my lectures can help with this, then I will only be glad. Because I try to reach out to many, but many simply do not see, don't hear, in order to get this information and then decide for themselves what to do with it. People had no information at all before, but thanks to such videos, I hope that now people can make a wide audience coverage. And it depends on you too, you can forward this link. Watch this video and then all that I recommend. Who will be affected by this short video? The person will want to understand and he will have questions. Don't ask questions yet until you look under the video what I recommend. They are put in order. And after that, if you have any questions, please. But in my opinion, everything's very clear. There's nothing complicated in nature. She hasn't created any riddles. It's we people who have perverted the laws of nature and have been drinking milk all our lives, and not his mother. Therefore, this period in children is called breastfeeding, and in calves milk. And all our life we drink milk from other species of animals where there's a different program, biochemistry, other hormones. The goals of the problem are different. To feed a calf from a mother, this goal is to put him on his feet in matter of days, but a person has completely different ones. This is a huge problem in terms of disease that will inevitably arise in a person who perverts the laws of nature and begins to drink milk like a calf even at 30, 40, 50 years. And it depends on many factors, which is faster and earlier. To understand how it really is and not how you want to believe, you can look at those links. Perhaps that's all. Enjoy your viewing. Really make an interesting movie. It briefly and intelligibly conveys information. I am grateful to the author and to you for your attention. So share these videos with your colleagues, friends, relatives. Give them help, because by changing them, at least in terms of nutrition, we will also change the capabilities of their body. There will be stronger immunity and less disease. And a person will be able to live his life longer and better, which we spend so carelessly and irrevocably, deceiving ourselves with beliefs in our favorite sausage in a glass of milk, while not understanding anything and repeating after lying scientists, nutritionists, in those nonsense in which they themselves believe and don't understand anything. Happy viewing. Hi friends, Pavel Shekin at the mic. And today we will talk about milk and dairy products. I will share the information with you, and what to do with it further decide for yourself. Let's start with simple logic. Humans are the only creatures who drink milk throughout their lives, and even other animals. Our unhealthy craving for taste perversions gave rise to cottage cheese, sour cream, cheese, yogurt, kefir. Don't you think this is strange? I think it's worth deciding that milk is intended only for feeding newborns and only within my species. For example, cow's milk is high in protein to support the rapid growth of the calf. And in a woman's milk there is much less, but a lot of fat for the active development of the brain. Different evolutionary tasks, different types of milk secretion. Or try to tell that people are an intellectual creature and we ourselves thought of drinking milk. And the rest of the animals are stupid? Well, it's up to you. By the way, calcium is most often associated with the benefits of milk, and it really is there, and there is also casein. It's a milk protein, and like any animal protein, it's a strong oxidizing agent. And as a result, during digestion, to restore the acid-base balance after drinking milk, the body is forced to neutralize the acid in the stomach with a large amount of calcium. But even the amount of calcium that is in the milk itself is not enough, and it fights from the bone tissue, thereby destroying it. I hope at this moment you remember the ragged children whose parents were firmly convinced of the invaluable benefits of milk. By the way, a note for lovers of pasteurized milk from supermarkets. When boiling calcium from an organic form, it goes to inorganic. In other words, it cannot dissolve in water, therefore such calcium finds secluded places in its body, for example, in the kidneys, and it breaks off in the form of stones. Milk is also valued for protein or casein, and in calves that drink cow's milk, a special enzyme, renin, is produced in the stomach to break down protein from milk into amino acids and collect new protein for the growth of the body. Within growing, the calf ceases to produce renin and it switches to specific nutrition. In humans, like in other mammals, this mechanism works in exactly the same way. Therefore, as mentioned earlier, we can drink milk only in infancy and only of our own species. And the casein from cow's milk is a common animal protein. There is no difference between such a protein in baked milk and protein in a fried piece of meat. It still doesn't bring any benefit to the body, since after heat treatment it's completely destroyed and eaten by pathogenic that is dangerous for our microflora. Simply put, it rots. Remember this when you decide to buy your favorite cheese again for humanity reasons. By the way, about cheese. It's pure denatured casein. Eating cheese is like eating oil. This is ready-made pus in the form of plasticine, and it will firmly take its place on the walls of your intestines, and even bacteria will not eat it. And few people know that casomorphin, which is found in milk, causes unhealthy cravings for this product. It's a natural drug for the calf to drink cow's milk without objection. And since the cheese is dense, there is more casomorphin in it than in simple milk. This is the reason for the unhealthy craving for smelling wild cheese. Well, here we talked about milk and dairy products. Write in the comments if you've had a bad experience after giving up milk. I myself haven't lost anything by giving it up. You may have a valid objection. In general, I will be glad to hear any of your opinions. Good luck and see you soon.